Really excited today. It's a moment I've been waiting for because I'm a huge fan of the Game & Watch series from the past, and Nintendo have actually celebrated 35 years of Mario with this special edition. And we're going to take you through the products, give you more information about the secrets, that kind of thing, and also our take on the product itself, and also why we love Game & Watches and what this kind of means to us overall. So hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff, and also comment below what you think of the product, if you've got it yourself or you're thinking about getting it as well. So let's get into it. Always trying to show you new stuff, and we'll be bringing you some new videos in the coming week. So first of all, you've got the box, which is in its lovely kind of gold here, and it's very much in keeping with some of the original boxes that the Game & Watch was famous for, I suppose. So just little details here. So the Game & Watch typography is very much similar to the original. Let's just have a look at Ball there. You can see getting into the typeface is exactly almost the same. You've got a sort of bold cut of the original, and it's a slightly lighter cut, but hey, you know, we're getting into massive detail. And the size of the box is very similar. This is actually a smaller game ball anyway, but we'll show you the actual product, and it's very similar to some of the original Game & Watches. So you've got, when you get the package, let's just bring it up here, you get this cool little sleeve, and what that does, it gives you a bit of an overlay of Super Mario Brothers and then to Ball. So you've got almost like the original game of Ball, which was the first Game & Watch, and it acts as a protector, which is quite nice to keep these boxes, you know, in their nice sort of detail. So the other thing that to mention is the inner part, which I'm going to show you. I'm not going to kind of go through the unboxing process, but it is a little bit different to the original. But these are the things that they've changed. So just to take that off, you can see there coming off, you can put that to one side. The material is very different to the original. The cardboard feels a lot thicker than some of the original ones, just pointing that out really. On the back, you can see that, I'll just bring it out to the camera. It shows you, lists the games that you get within the Game & Watch: Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2. Also you get Ball, and there's a nice little watch feature. And again, some graphics there on the actual box itself. Right, instructions, let's talk instructions. I'm not going to read all the instructions out. So they're just kind of standard, almost like instructions you get. Slightly different to the original. These are the kind of instructions you got with the Game & Watch. Would have been nice, I suppose, to do a bit of a retro nod to the original instructions, because they're very collectible as much as anything else. But again, I'm just pointing this out. It's not a gripe, it's not a moan, just saying that they kind of did a standard, I guess 2020, 21st century instructions, which they have there. And these games are fairly self-explanatory to use, but it might be worth you flicking through those as well. Everything comes in its baggie. I mean, people keep the original bags for their Game & Watches. I know I do. Here's Ball in its original bag. I think that's its original bag. So keeping it in the bag, if you want to, you can do that as well. The inner is made of cardboard. Maybe that's even recyclable, as opposed to the polystyrene of the Game & Watch of the past. This is kind of a key part of it, but again, environmentally friendly. It might be that they're doing it with card, but just to point out there's a difference there. Not going to talk about that, it's just a bit of white cardboard. So let's just move all those bits aside and get into the main event itself. So there it is. Isn't it swanky? Yes, I must admit. At first glance, when I got it out, I was quite taken aback, I suppose, is the best way of putting it, how similar it is to the original Game & Watches. And I'll hold up an original Game & Watch in a minute just to give you a sense of why I'm thinking that. I'm very into Game & Watches. It's my thing. I like to collect them over the years. I've been picking them up. I don't have a kind of desire to massively go out and get all of them in one go. It's very expensive, and also it's hard to find them as well. I just enjoy kind of collecting them and playing them. I do play them a lot as well. So this for me is like, you know, it's kind of busman's holidays expression. It's like the thing that I can't get enough of. So I'm not going to be, I'm a little bit biased. You can probably, my speech is speeding up. I'm getting excited. So I will try and hold back and be as objective as I can. But just being objective, I suppose, from a design point of view, there's an original Game & Watch. That's Octopus. And yeah, you can see when you hold it up how close it gets to the original product design, literally, for getting into the detail, which I want to do, because this is, you know, for me, it's a game you can give to anybody, but it's also a collector's thing. It's very much similar to the original, and I'll kind of talk about that now. The buttons, the shape of them, even the colour, it's very similar. The actual raised element of the screen is very similar, you can see there. Also the game buttons, the time buttons, again, very similar. The way the Nintendo logo works, I'll come on to the Game & Watch logo in a minute. There are Game & Watches, I'm just trying to find things like manhole. Okay, just pull that in there. And that's very similar, the way that the logo is at the bottom of the screen. It's slightly different because the Nintendo logo has got a bit of a line around it, but it's still very similar, and the name of the game is up the top. So yeah, very happy with the way it replicates. Get this out of the way because you've probably seen this on social. It doesn't have a little stand, which I think I can see why they did it. But also the functionality is that if you want to have the, especially the clock going, you just can't, you'd have to prop it up, or you get a little Game & Watch stand. It's not the end of the world, but I know a few people have mentioned this. In the way of the opposite argument, though, is that Ball didn't actually have a kickstand, or a stand. So this has got Ball on it. You could say, well, it's trying to keep to the original, keep it like it was. This had also, the time element, so kind of like that in some ways. And, not that I would prop that up and use it as a clock, because, I like to keep it nice and fresh. I do play it, but I think where I'm coming from. It's trying to keep to the original, so maybe they kept it that way. Just going to mention that, not labour on it. On the back of it, it's got the little serial aspect to it. Again, if I look at the original, they have a serial number there. The screws are slightly different. It's got 4 screws. I think all Game & Watches of this build tended to have the screws, which were 6. But again, getting into massive detail there. And the way that it works in terms of power, you've got the power button on the side, which I'll do in a sec, and then the USB, which is the way you power it up, is you get this free, and you can just chuck it in any old plug. There's been a few comments about not a plug not coming with it, but loads of products. I mean, I don't need one of these, for example. I've got a ton of these, quite frankly, so they could have saved a bit of money. It's nice to get it, obviously, but I suppose us gamers and tech people have so many of these lying around, literally everywhere. So happy to get that. No sort of problem with not getting a plug, that's for sure. I mean, how are you going to package a plug with it anyway? It's ridiculous to even expect it. For me, not that bothered at all. So yeah, overall the product design, really pleased with the gold. A little bit golder than. Let's bring a few more in here just to show you than the originals, but these maybe have been faded, to be honest. When I look at Snoopy Tennis, that looks a bit more faded than some of the others, so pretty happy with the way that it's done there, because it's hard to replicate these things so closely, and I think they've done an extremely good job of doing it overall. So we've spent about 10 minutes so far talking about some of the detail, which I think is really important. Let's do a couple more things. The logo, the Game & Watch logo. I mean, you know, this could have come from the 1980s. It's so bang on. Hold it around that way as well. You can see there, I just want to show you very close up how good that is. And I'll do it with ball as well. Hope you like me doing this, showing it to the original, because I think if you're a collector, it's nice to see kind of alongside your original Game & Watches what it looks like. Just want to show you some of that detail. I'll show you one more there with Mickey. But yeah, new and old, amazing really, isn't it? Right, so let's actually turn this thing on, and you can see immediately we've got the time, and this is at the actual time now. Funnily enough, it's 5:26. So yeah, let's talk about the time element. So straight away there, I just want to show you a little feature. See that I'm pressing the time, and that just changes up a little background. It's quite nice. Just show you that again. See that changing. And there's lots of different things happening at certain times. You can look these up. I'll show you a few small ones perhaps. Does things on the hour, does things when it's like 2222 or 1111, and that's the kind of thing you get generally. I think midnight, it does a special thing as well. There's a really good channel called the Easter Egg Hunter, James, and I'm going to put a link to his video below because he covers all of the 35. So big shout out to James there, he's a buddy of mine, and he'll show you every single time element one, which is very nice to know, and you'll see it when it's happening there. But what else am I going to show you here? So in terms of setting the time, it's really easy. Show you that again. So you just press the pause set button. There's the volume. You can have that completely off if you want to. And the brightness, you can see me there adjusting it. And in terms of setting the time, it's really easy. Just press the A button. And I'll just put it to, there you go, 12:28. Another nice thing is put it, it goes to night. Isn't that so cool? So I just changed that to 10:28 PM and it's gone to the night mode. Just flip that back. And it's always, is that kind of like it's like an early morning one. I've never, yeah, and then it goes bright. Isn't that nice little features? Just these little touches that Nintendo are just so good at. They've done so well here. So what else can I show you? I think this is the button here. So you press the A button. Ooh, it's the drawing song, the Mario drawing song. There you go. Yes, a little bit of fun there, the drawing song from Mario. So let's get into the games, shall we? So let's have a little look. First of all, let's go back in time and look at ball, shall we? Let's have a little look at that just now. So I was playing this previously. That's a nice little kind of feature of the game in that it will pause from when you left off. It hasn't got a save state unless I'm completely missing something. I've done this before with save states, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't got a save state. So the game's very, very simple if you haven't played it before, but I'll just carry on playing. You're just catching the ball, basically, with your hands using the D-pad. I'm going to try and hold that as close to the camera so you can see how it works. There is a little feature as well. If you press the, again, going to James's Easter egg, hints and tips, you can change him to Luigi if you press, I think it's A at the start screen. I'm not going to labour too much on this game, because you can see this many times. But yeah, thoroughly enjoy playing that. Go back into the time, and let's go into, there you go, it's doing something now. It's very cool, isn't it? It's kind of live and happening, because that's hit the half hour. It just goes into a little bit of a different feature screen, which is really nice. Okay, Super Mario Brothers. Now again, I've played this, so like I said, I've already had a bit of time with this, so it's kind of left me where I was before, which is a really nice feature. You can carry on if you go and do something. You can come back to it afterwards and get into the game. I was literally just starting, so I wasn't anywhere, but take the cue up. So it's nice to see the richness of this game on screen. It's just so clear. I've got the volume up full blast, so it's not distorting at all. I'm going slow here just to show you some of the features. Great sound, isn't it? So there's going to be lots of people completing and showing this. I just want to show you just how excellent they've got this running. And why wouldn't they? Not as I'm not excellent at playing it while I'm showing you. I'm kind of doing this to the side of the camera, but yeah. Might need, so if you want to start again, you simply do this. Reset game. Go back. Right, I just want to show you something actually while we're here. So, reset game, yes. If you want to cheat a bit, be quiet. You just press A. I think it's that. I think it's A. Hey, you get the infinity come up, the infinity light, the little infinity thing there. So yeah, I've got, I'll get this going because I'm chatting and holding just round the camera. And you can have infinite lives. If you just go back to the beginning, it just goes back to normal lives. So, you know, you're not just cheating all the time, but if you want to just go through the game, you've got the infinity screen there. So this is what I'm spending most of my time playing generally, and not dying like that. So I'm just going to do a bit of gameplay separately, a bit of B-roll. But now I'm going to talk about a little bit about the history of Game & Watch and kind of where we are and how it's come about. Just going to put that down there, singing away. It's probably going to run out of time. I'm just going to turn the volume down a bit where we just reminisce to how this all came about. So it all started here really with Ball and forgive my pronunciation, Gunpei Yokai from Nintendo in the late 70s. He saw, so it's told, a guy playing a calculator, messing about with a calculator. I believe it was in a train station with the super fast trains that ran in Japan. Technology was pacing, should we say, in Japan. And he's very much aware, having worked for Nintendo on various products, how can we move this forward? How, you know, what's the next new thing? And saw this guy playing his calculator and thought, actually, let's try and develop something more game-like, because, you know, he's just playing with a calculator. So he kind of imagined the idea, you won't believe it, for adults originally. It wasn't for kids. It was because he'd seen this businessman playing his calculator. So I think it took him several years. I believe the whole sort of idea started in the late 70s, took about kind of 2-3 years of development, maybe 2 years. And we ended up with Ball Game and Watch, which is obviously on the machine here. So it all stemmed from observation of technology and kind of where it was moving, but also the creative idea that Gunpei Yokoi come up with to say, let's actually create something game-like. But also he did that added extra. You got to think this is 40 years ago. It's not in the realms of gaming as we have it today. Put a watch in it, so it could become something functional as well as playful as well. And what happened when it launched, adults didn't really buy it in droves. It was kids in Japan. They were the customer because they were, oh wow, we can play this, and we can sneak it perhaps under our school book or whatever, or when mum and dad weren't looking. Mum and dad probably bought it, but they could play this small little item. You can see there the size of it against the original, and that's how it came about. And there were so many different iterations of the Game and Watch throughout the years. There were so many that were developed, and just to name a few, what you've got here in terms of from Ball, there's Octopus, which I'm very much a fan of. Tropical Fish. Again, it's in the same style, and Snooper Tennis is one of my favourite, but you've got loads of others: Lion, Fire, Chef, Turtle Bridge, Donkey Kong's a massive favourite, so that's got a different style. It's got the two screens, like the DS, really, I suppose you could say about Donkey Kong. So this is when you're getting into your Donkey Kong Game and Watches, and it obviously had the D-pad like the one we have here, which is our kind of updated version. Just gone to sleep now, hasn't it? It's come back again. So that evolved, and that's kind of what you're expecting to see more on a DS. But this was made many years ago. This is Donkey Kong, and there was Donkey Kong 2, and they also developed other sort of ones, the panorama screens and the tabletops, and they had a 2-player. And there were some variations as well with Spitball Sparky, which is a fairly rare one. Crab Grab, there was a game. Then there was a 2-player game. There was Donkey Kong Free and Hockey, and also Punch Out. I'm just grabbing these around the room. So this was Hockey, the hockey machine. Who knows? Nintendo might come up with something similar to this, which is a very interesting concept. If you haven't seen it. It has the actual controllers inside of it, so you never know. They might even go back and recreate some of these as well. They might even recreate some of the tabletops, who knows. There was some really cool tabletops that Nintendo created as well. They had Snoopy and Popeye, which were absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you also one of my favourites, which is Donkey Kong Junior here, just bringing that into shot. So yeah, it really evolved. There were so many different versions, and it ran for a good 10 years. The whole Game and Watch thing, just beyond that, and I believe there was a final one, which is Mario the Juggler, which is a very rare one to get. There was also a Super Mario Brothers anniversary competition one, but Mario the Juggler is quite a tricky one to find these days as well. So this is the first one they've done as a kind of reinvention. Who knows whether they'll do any more? It'd be interesting to see whether you can put more games on this as well, whether Nintendo will do that, or they'll maybe bring out a new one. Maybe they'll bring out a Zelda, because we've got other anniversaries coming along. Here's my Zelda. Wouldn't that be cool to see a reinvention of some of these others as well? Maybe they'll do different features as well. This is the Zelda, because this will be obviously the 2 screens. So they may come up with that, but yeah, I have a huge passion for these Game & Watches. It's very nice to see Nintendo give a nod to the past and a slightly different way of doing it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be trying to bring you more reviews in the coming weeks.